Good evening once again. In this tutorial, I want us to have a fair knowledge in a practical way the difference between a relational database and that of the object-oriented database management system. What is relational database? Relational database model, as some would say, is a database management as an approach to managing data using a structure and language consistent with first order predicate logic. And all these are few big words for beginners. For that matter, I'll take my time to explain it. Actually, this database was introduced by EF Code in 1969, 70s, and that you want to, where all data is represented in the terms of tuples. Now there's another word here, tuples. So the question is, then what is tuples? Yes, what is tuples? Now, per my research, when you relate it to mathematics, it is a finite order list, or you can call it a sequence of elements Now when I see a finite order list of elements, let's take an example. If you look at this table, we have 2, 7, 4, 1, 7, which denotes a 5 tuple. That's because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I understand some of you will be having difficulties, but just take the tuples as this whole thing using a construction of an order pair. In mathematics, it's normally write tuples by listing the elements within the parentheses. Now when it comes to a programming language, we use these tags, which we know you are not interested in now. You can find this in C++, Java, C#, whatever. So now let's continue. Now In this tutorial, what I'm going to use in analyzing a particular form of relational database is MYSQL. First, I know some of you might have heard of it, but then MySQL has to be manipulated by another external application, which is XAMPP, which I've already installed. If you want to follow my tutorials, you have to go to Google and download XAMPP. Now I'm going to start my Apache, which is not necessary for this tutorial, and MySQL. To verify that my MySQL is online, I'll use the admin part. Yes, then page my admin. And nowadays what you'll be searching for SQL. Now you may have heard some of the data manipulation without much time, let's check out the fundamentals of relational databases in this particular SQL or MySQL database. You know, the core service is SQL, and that is why we are in SQL right now. Let's check out the database. These are a few databases that I've created myself. You can also do same. What we need to do is here, database name. You see, this is a graphical representation of the whole database system. When you go to the object-oriented database, you won't have a graphical representation like this. I mean, not yet in our system. And when we are on that tutorial, so you get to know more about it. And maybe you've been okay. Let's see. In relational database system, have the following characteristics. The whole data is conceptually represented as an orderly arrangement of data into rows and columns. Let's see if that is true. Into rows and columns. So this is on my database. Sorry. This one for my database I've created customs. I have something. Is it? Yeah, what? Represented in an orderly arrangement of data into rows and columns. Looking at this, you can see rows and columns. Rows and columns, right? Now, have how many rows and have how many columns? All this information, you can have them here. Now this 25 you see here is not the number of rows I have currently, the number of rows that can show on my screen. It's just something to indicate how many rows you want to view at a time. It's nothing related to. So just search this table. Okay, let's make an example. I'm going to make a search of egg, which I think is exceptional in my database. and this is the result. When I search for egg, I saw egg, it came with its last name, email, and password. Now let's go back to the table and see. Here we have egg, and this is the information the database retrieved for me when I search for it. You can also search for etet. Now you see that although etet is not part of the first name, it's part of the last name. Sorry. It's part of the email. Has been able to retrieve all the related tuples and come up with the results. Only in those rows and columns that etet were found. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but I'll give room for questions so that you can help further understand it. Thank you. Now when we say all the values are scalar, you can agree with me that from our table, we can see that all the column and rows, they are one value each at a time. If we've been able to verify that some will come with a null value which is nothing. I thought in the example is the first row which contains null in the password. Now one of the fundamentals, so now the values are scalar. It's also another fundamental when it comes to relational database. Now the third one is all operations are performed on an entire relation, and result is an entire relation. You understand? When I perform an operation, when I search for WRR VW, WRR, you see the search was done, or it queried the entire table. Now check something here. This input I'm making here, this is the actual code which you've learned from SQL that selects from customers, which is my database or table name, I should put it. That is the query I'm making here. Select from customers, filter rows, which is the WRR that I'm making. So if we visit SQL, let's see what SQL is showing us. This is how it goes. Select from customers where I Okay, we get to the query parts later. For now, let's focus on our fundamentals. Now I think I'm making sense in this whole database something. We now know our columns and rows. We know that each column or row could present a particular figure or variable or value, and it's only one at a time, and they are all related to an extent that when we want to search for ethet, how to query the whole table to bring out any associated column or row with ethet in it. That is what relational database is made of. That is a simple understanding of the relational database model. I know we want to see more, but listen, if you want to query this and understand it better, you need a programming language. In relational database model, programming language for them are not C++, C#, and Java. An example is the almighty PHP, meaning it comes with an underlying layer which connects the two, that is the SQL and the PHP, helping making query possible. And also, some of you want to see an example, and I'm going to provide exactly that. So I'll open the projects of my own and see accounts. I'll open it with Visual Studio Code. Run this, please. Okay. There. Now let's check something here. Now to find a file with this code, and more understandable for us too. Okay, let's see, connect.php. Good. Now take a closer look at this connect.php file. You see me? I don't want to take you through this PHP something, but this is what you have to know. This is my server name, which is a local host. The username is root. The password is that, and database name is my DB. You heard something, right? Database name is what? My DB, and this is my database name, my DB here. Now under my DB I have tables like customers, Vida, and I can create new ones directly from this PHP code or from the MySQL or PHP admin project. Now here it is what I've done. I've created a connection to my database using an underlying ledger that helps connect, send information from PHP to manipulate the MySQL or the SQL. The underlining cannot be seen here, you understand? So this an example. I've created a connection, connect MySQL, connect server name, username, password, and database name. Now checking, making sure the connection is successful. This is what happened. If this connection die, connection failed, error should throw to me. If not, then I want to create a table called variable nickname, which should be taken from an input from the user. The table name can be customers. Hello, I already have customers in that particular database, you understand? So it's going to create a redundant of data. It's going to create double, which is not acceptable. So I find a unique name like Ohema will be my table name. Now in the Ohema table name, I would like to have an ID of integer 6 unassigned on auto increment, making the primary key. I know we've seen primary key on your slides. That is the understanding here. Now I want to have a first name, which is variable character that varies with a limit of 50. I can actually decide to have only character. You understand? That is without a limit. I can make the limit 30. One is var character and variable character, and I've made sure that the input shouldn't be 0. It should not accept no input, so I've indicated not now here. Same applies to the last name and the email. Now registration date timestamp, which is default. This actually takes effect automatically. There is a new data in my table. So when I click enter for this whole process to process and take effect in my database, it will record the time at which the input was able to get inserted in the database, and that is what this timestamp is helping me out. So that when someday I want to retrieve a particular input from a user at a particular time, I'll be able to identify with that particular system. That is the purpose of it. Now after querying and sending information across 2 layers, I would like to close my session here so that our friends hackers can all also manipulate my system whilst I'm sleeping. So my connection is closed. Now someone may ask, what about this? This include login page.php. Yes, something that after making sure this thing is processed, this is the page that shows include login page.php, which I know it's not time to go through it yet. Now I've explained database using MySQL database, and I've given an example of the query language, the second layer, which can help you externally send information to the database without the help of the graphical representation made by MySQL, XAMPP, PageMyAdmin, whatever. Now you've seen something here. We were able to create a table without seeing the table in MySQL. That is the exact way that the object-oriented database is like. You'll be able to do all this without able to come to this particular graphical representation to check out how the database look. Now I know a lot of people are shaking their heads. Why? Yes, because object-oriented database management is still in its earliest engineering process, and it's not really ready for the market. Because of its advantages, that is why we started using it. So if we can identify it's not really used in our business applications as it's now, it's used by few people. Programmers of C#, C++, Java, and all that, Python. Some of you may have heard. So now, in a simple understanding, I think we've been able to identify attributes, which are here. We've been able to identify the tuples, which I explain with the mathematics sometimes. We're able to know the association, how many values in a column or row at a time. Now, we also know about domains. First name, last name, email, password. These are domains. So now if you want to see associations of different tables, that is when we have 1, 2. Now imagine I want to query data from any of this table. Then it's possible, yes. Thank you. We would like to continue later after the question that comes in. And this is the first tutorial. Forgive my handwriting. Sorry. Alright. Link up. That's the best. Let's see. Ready to answer our questions. New tutorials will be created based on your understanding of the previous one. Thank you very much